guys, it's me, Zkiel, keeping it real, keeping you laughing and keeping you entertained. Welcome back to the channel. So yeah guys, I'm gonna get literally straight into this introduction because this video is gonna be long. This video is going to be a very long video. As you can tell by the title, guys, we're gonna be talking about Lily Phillips. Now, I was wondering about what I wanted to speak about this week. And I was like, what's really happened in social media recently? You know, Drake sued Kendrick. Okay, I could talk about that for a while. You know, it's a bit weird that you're in a rap beef and you're suing people. But you know, not really worth it. I was going to talk about Flo's new album, but I was like, the time's passed for that one. Yeah, nothing. And I was just like, nothing was just. There was nothing newsworthy. Got on Twitter and I'm hearing people talking about, oh, a girl's trying to sleep with 1,000 men in one. That's excuse me, what's going on here? So many people are throwing around the name Lily Phillips. I was like, who is this woman? I saw it on TikTok. I'm like, okay, cool. Let me dive into this because a lot of people are talking about this. So I decided to do some research and look into who Lily Phillips is. And like I say before, guys, I have my notes. I have my notes on my laptop, and we're gonna read off them because I went to go and watch the whole documentary. I just finished it maybe like 3-4 minutes ago, and my goodness, I could not believe at what I was watching, at what I was hearing, at what I was seeing. This world, you know what? Call the rapture. Start the rapture. I'm not ready, but actually don't start it now. I'm not ready yet. I'm not ready. But like this society is truly fucked. Like, you know when something is so fucked that you can't even say the F word? Like, it's just too much. It's so fucked. This world is truly fucked. This really opened my eyes to how crazy this world is. So yeah, today we're going to be talking about Lily Phillips and how she's a product of our broken society. Because let's be so for real, she's not the only one who brought herself to the stage. Okay. Hi darling, if this is your first time seeing me on any social media platform, please subscribe to the channel. Give this video a like here, and here so you know what's good. Hit the notification bell so you get notified every single time I upload a video. I upload at least one video a week. That's what we're trying to do. I want to get back into making more covers. I want to do a cover to some songs from Wicked, but we'll see how that goes. And yeah, guys, that's really it. So without further ado, let's get right on into the main body of this video, of this video essay, should we say. So like I said before, I'm going to be reading off my laptop. I've made my notes. I've put down, some words. So yeah, introduction. Here we go. So Lily Phillips is a British OnlyFans creator and adult content producer who has gained significant attention for her controversial challenges, including sleeping with 100 men in a single day, an event she reported to have completed in only 14 hours. In 14 hours, she slept with 100 men. She announced, and this is what got me to make this video. She recently announced that apparently 100 guys just wasn't enough, that she's going to break the world record and become the first woman to sleep with 4 digits in 24 hours. She wants to sleep with 1,000 guys in 24 hours, guys. And you can't make that up. You can't make that up. Apparently she wants to do it for February 2025, according to the video. That his name is Josh something. I don't know. Hold on. Let me see if I can find his name, because I would like, because he made the documentary that I watched about her. He interviewed her through the entire process. History, because I literally just finished watching it. I believe his name is Josh Pieters. Yes, Josh Pieters. So he did the whole documentary about Lily and what she was doing. I think that from a month to the night of, actually, when she completed it. So yeah. So I wrote. So these stunts have sparked has sparked a widespread online debate, ranging from health to ethical concerns to discussions about societal norms and personal boundaries. The announcement of her doing 1,000 men has sparked an intense online debate, and critics highlight the concerns over risk of health, exploitation, and the normalization of extreme sexual behaviors, arguing that such events may erode societal values and perpetuate harmful stereotypes. And that's literally it. That's literally what this entire video is. This entire video is just pushing the boundaries of what is normal in sex. And there's a video where Billie Eilish was talking about her struggles with pornography, and she was speaking about like how, you know, porn leads you to believe that these very extreme, violent, dangerous behaviors, dangerous acts should be normalized during sex, and it's not. They should not, because that's not normal sex at all. This is not normal sex. This is very, very, very extreme. So yeah, I watched the entire documentary, and this is basically just like a reiteration of what the documentary is. So first things first, the first thing I put down that really held on to me when I was watching the documentary, the amount of toys this woman has, that's probably like at least like $3,000, 3, 4, maybe even $5,000 worth of sex toys that she has in her little wardrobe, along with obviously like very explicit lingerie and skimpy outfits and all of that. It's just very, very odd. It's very odd, you know. Then they get a taxi to go and get her some clothes for the event, and then she tells Josh how much she's charging men for her services, guys. So she will make customized videos for men, maybe saying their name, whatever. And these men will pay £100 for a 1 minute video. £100 for a 1 minute video, £300 for a 5 minute video, and £500 for a 10-minute video. Imagine getting your salary at the end of the month and you're spending, someone can use that money for rent. You're spending £500. £500, you're sending it to a girl for a 10-minute video. And you think this is normal. You think this is normal behavior. This is not normal behavior. There was a man who asked her to send him a bottle of her saliva and a 6-minute video. What have we come to as a society? Like, this is what we're doing. This is what we're doing. We're asking people to send us bottles of their bodily fluid. A bottle of her spit and 6 minutes. And I don't even know how much she even paid for that. She didn't even say how much he paid for that. She didn't even say how much he paid for that. But my gosh. Anyway, she said her priority was making men feel good, and she didn't want them to feel ashamed or disgusted, which they should have felt. Because when you get further into the video, as the men are coming in, they're sitting on the couch waiting for their turn. Do you not feel disgusted? You're sitting on the couch waiting for your turn, for a girl to be like, okay, you're next. After she just spent 5 minutes with the guy, and the guy has just done whatever he did all over her body, her back, her face, her eye. We'll talk about all of that later. As a like, how do you not feel disgusted? You should. I'm sorry. Let's. This whole we listen, we don't judge. I don't think we'll speak about this. We definitely weren't speaking about this because no. Let's righteously. Let's judge. You know, because while a lot of you are saying, oh yeah, she's a scared, she's this, she's that. You're also not. We've all consumed explicit content. We've all consumed explicit content at least once in our lives, okay? If we do, for those of us who do it on a regular basis, for those of us that consume explicit content regularly, we're just as bad as her. We're just as bad as them, you know? Because pornography is bad. It's not good. It's really not good for the human psyche. It's really not. For those of you that consume such explicit, such violent and like extreme content, it's really not good for you. But I digress anyway. She said her biggest priority was making them feel good. And we'll talk about how that made her feel later, because the end of the video was actually very, very heartbreaking. It was very, very heartbreaking. She had 18-year-olds messaging her, talking about I want to lose my virginity to you, this, that, and the fourth. And one thing she said that was very, very interesting at the start of the video was that she said, and I quote her, she said, I wanted to wait till marriage. Then I had sex for the first time and I realized it wasn't that special. She doesn't believe sex to be a special thing. And me personally, I do believe sex to be a very special thing. It's literally the closest you will ever be to someone. You know, with the fear of being very explicit right now, guys, you're literally inside her. Girls, he's literally inside you. That is the closest that you will ever be to someone. And we don't think that's special. That we're just slinging schlong anywhere and spreading our legs for any man. And I don't want this video to be a thing where it's like I'm just attacking her, because let's get it very, very straight. The guys who participated in such ravenous behavior, you are just as bad as her. Maybe even worse. Because the thing that some of these guys were saying to her after the fact, yeah. Because the thing is, let's say that Lily was a man, right? And a man was like, oh yeah, I'm going to sleep with 100 girls in one day, come true. No one's doing that. I don't think he's gonna get more than. I don't think he's gonna get any girls. If I mean, he might get in like the single digits, maybe just got to the double digits, maybe. But women have so much more self-restraint than men. Men really love their ego stroked, and other things as well, apparently. Like it's just very, very disgusting. It's very, very disgusting. But anyway, moving on. Her parents know that she's an OnlyFans creator, but they don't know they don't know the logistics. Apparently, one of her dad's friends said to her dad, "Oh, I saw your daughter on Pornhub." Imagine that. Imagine your best friend, your best mate, coming to you and say, "Oh yeah, I saw your daughter on Pornhub." Excuse me. First things first, Bill, you're married. What are you doing on Pornhub? And secondly, why did you feel the need to tell me that? You could have kept that to yourself. And then she's saying that her parents are very supportive, they're proud of her. Listen, I don't believe that. I don't believe that. I don't believe that. I don't believe that actually. I think they're doing what people think parents must do, which is make their children happy. And who wouldn't want to make their children happy? Who wouldn't want to see their child happy, right? But at some point, you have to differentiate the difference between making them happy and watching their demise. Because the fulfillment that she's trying to get from this, she could find it in something else. If they just guided her, if they just said, "Hey, probably don't spread it open for 100 guys. Maybe don't do that." I feel like they definitely could have done a better job. Sorry, that's just my opinion. That's my opinion. I don't think at all in any way, shape, or form that they were proud of her as she's making it seem like. Because I don't believe any parent would be proud of their child doing that. They might be okay with it. They might not have a massive problem, but like I don't think any parent wants their child to be busting it wide open on a screen for millions and millions of predominantly men. But I digress. She said her dad and her parents are proud of her, and she said something quite interesting. She said that she sees herself as a feminist, and this is kind of what I wanted to talk about a little bit as well. She says she sees herself as a feminist, like kind of like reclaiming her power, this, that, and the fourth. She didn't say reclaiming her power, but it links kind of to my theory as to why she decided to do something like this. So she sees herself as a feminist and believes that guys already sexualize her, so she might as well make money off it. And that she knows that it's not normal, and portrays women to men, and portrays women to the men she's doing this stuff with as less than human. She knows this. She knows the boundaries have been pushed. She knows how extreme this is, and she knows that it's not good for women. If it's not good for women, then you're probably not the biggest feminist that you think you are. My theory is that something must have happened to her at one point. Something happened to her that pushed her to be this sexually liberated. And I don't want anyone to get confused that I'm saying that we should restrain ourselves. I think we should just learn to control ourselves when it comes to our urges and things like that. It's hard, don't get me wrong, it's hard. I know, you know, we all know. But restrain is not the word I'm trying to use. I'm trying to use control. Control is better, because control, you're acknowledging it's there, but you're learning how to move on past it. I do believe that something must have happened to her, whether, unfortunately, something along the lines of SA happened to her, where she now feels that she has to be this liberated with her body so that no one can take control of her. So she feels that she's in control of the situation. Maybe that's why she's doing something like this. Because I don't know. Like, something has to happen for you to be this free with your body. And I feel like this is something that she might not have told someone, might not have told her parents, her mom, her dad. I feel like it's something that she's kept to herself, and she's using this as an excuse for her to just, be who you are, I guess. But that's just a little theory for me. I think something must have happened to her for her to want to reclaim her sexuality, reclaim it, or like be in charge of it. Like, she's looking for that control, where she feels that she has to say yes, because when she says yes, then yeah, that I'm controlling it. I'm in control. This is what I want to do. Where it's not specifically where it's not what she might not want. It might not be what she wants to do. It's unfortunate. But yeah, I think, and she knows that what she's doing is making her seem less than human. And hearing what some of the men said to her, which we'll get into at the end, you can tell that she knows that this is bad for her. She knows it's affected her in multiple ways. In fact, she's even saying that, like, it's left her very lonely. Her friends all have boyfriends and she feels lonely at home, or businesses don't want to associate themselves with her. She said even banks don't want to work with her. And it's quite what's the word I'm looking for? I don't know what the word is. Like, shocking, I guess shocking would be the word. It's quite shocking that she's just, just trying to move on with her life, and she's making it seem like it's normal. Like, she just wants it to be as normal as possible for her. She says it's one of her fantasies. You know what? And that's you. If you say it's one of your fantasies, who am I to argue with you, If you want to be like sexually liberated, you should, or you can. But to this extreme, no, absolutely not. I don't think there's anything, and apart from trauma, that would lead someone to do something like this. That's just my opinion. So then Josh, the creator of this documentary, he spoke to Alex, who is aka the Queen of Southampton. She's also a OnlyFans creator, and I think Josh did this documentary very, very well. It was planned, produced, filmed. Everything was just done very, very well to a T, and I think you should be very, very proud of that project as a whole. But he spoke to Alex, the Queen of Southampton, and she said she started doing OnlyFans as a last resort, and that she was down bad on her luck, didn't have a penny to her name, she was broke basically, and she needed the money. Now, to some people, last resort, that wouldn't even be a last resort. That would have to be past the last resort. Like, they would never even consider it. Example, I don't think, me personally, obviously, it depends when you get to that point. For you to imagine it is one thing, but for you to get to that point, the brink of brokenness, where you have nothing. Obviously, now I can say to myself, yeah, I'd never sell my body for money. But no one knows what would happen in the future. Me personally, I would like to think that my morals would outweigh my my material desires. But we'll see. I mean, no, we won't see. God forbid, we won't see. Like, it's never gonna happen, and I pray to God it'll never happen. But yeah, she said it was a last resort. She was down bad, and it started. Sorry, her career started out as just bikini photos, skimpy, just very like, and the same thing with Lily as well. It started off very, very like tasteful, like the type of things you'd see in like movies, very like tasteful nudity almost, but then it was a very slippery slope, which led to her doing stuff. Not even just Alex, Lily, and other content creators as well, led to them now busting it wide open, having sex on camera. It's a very slippery slope to that point, because why would I subscribe to your OnlyFans where you're just showing off yourself in a bikini, which I can see at any Victoria's Secret or Ann Summers, when the next gal is out here getting absolutely, pile driven into oblivion? Sorry for the explicit description, but why would I subscribe to you when I can watch another girl getting absolutely smacked? So with each person doing something so outrageous, the other people have to do something just as outrageous or more outrageous in order for them to get subscribers, in order for them to get the bag. Alex said that she was scared, and that she is scared because people are doing more and more outrageous and dangerous and violent acts that now most adult content creators have to live up to in order to continue getting the money. They're seeing people doing all sorts of weird BDSM stuff, people getting like tied up and chained, gagged, bound, all of that. They're watching these things become more and more popular, people consuming more and more of it, and like the more vanilla acts and explicit content, a lot of it is like dying out in a way, because people are into the more violent stuff, unfortunately, where the man is seen like an animal, like a primal, just animal, and then the girl is just seen as this fragile little thing that's nothing more than something you could have your way with. And it's really, really damaging. It's really this is literally how incels are born, where they see women as nothing more than just baby makers. This is how incels and misogynists are born, where they don't see the value of women. So yeah, Alex states that she thinks that Lily is very, very sad. She thinks that what she's doing is very sad, and she's worried for her mental health. And yeah, it is sad. And your mental health, your psyche would be fucked. It would be. It would very much be. It's sad. It's very, very sad. Like, what possesses you to want to sleep with 100 guys in a day? And speaking of the word possession, guys, I know a lot of people don't believe in spiritual stuff, but the exchange of energies and soul ties are so real. They're so real. And when you're sleeping with 100 guys in 24 hours, the energies that are going into you and are falling onto other guys. We'll speak about another guy at the end, or close to the end, when he left the place, his experience with the whole thing, mad, absolutely mad. But anyway, yeah, so she's playing, she is planning to sleep with, so she, as in Lily, is planning to sleep with 100 guys in 5 minutes. No, 100 guys in 24 hours, 5 minutes each. And some of the guys were getting upset that they were promised 5 minutes, but only got 2 or 3 minutes. And that's what upset her. Close to the end, you realize that she stated that she was only upset because some of the guys didn't get the whole 5 minutes or the whole experience, and they were upset. And what they said was actually quite upsetting, because considering that she to come to her defense, right? She's just slept with 100 guys. She's been ran through. And your biggest complaint is that I only get 5 minutes. You're not even gonna make me finish. This is what guys were saying to her after she had just done that. Do you know how further degrading that is? On top of what she's already doing. And that's why I say, while yes, Lily, what she's doing is a massive problem for the perception of women and the perception of women and the also I don't know what to say, like the also the perception of how men are supposed to be. The men are also the problem as well. Because if no guy signed up for this, she wouldn't do this. You're part of the problem. And those who consume the content, those who didn't go and sleep with her but are consuming the content and other explicit content, you're also part of the problem as well. I think the adult industry has really, really become a massive and huge. It's just a massive. What's another word for a problem? It's just a massive problem in its own. Films are becoming more and more risque, more and more sexual. The sex scenes in movies nowadays are so distasteful. Not distasteful. Well, yes, distasteful. Like they're very, very explicit. We were watching. What was it? The Eric and Carl Menendez story, The Monsters, on Netflix. There was no need for the full frontal of the guy who played. What's his name? Cooper. The guy who played Eric, or was it Kyle? No, Lyle. No, the guy who played Eric. The full frontal scene, that was not needed. And I'm very, very sure that was not needed at all. And apparently it wasn't a prosthetic. You know, good for him. I mean, we're not gonna lie. You know, it was doing what it was meant to do. But at the same time, that was not needed at all. Because there was another black guy in the shower as well. They didn't show his full frontal. They just kept it just top half, which is all you needed to see. We didn't need to see that. Sex is being seeped into every single thing that we are doing now. From music to movies, television shows, commercials, just everything in general is just being so sexualized. And it's very, very scary. It's very, very scary that kids are being exposed to explicit content at the ages of 10. What does a 10-year-old know about sexual intercourse? I think the first time I ever saw like explicit content, I was in year 7. I think I was like, could you turn 11? Wait, how old are you in year 7? Okay, so you turn 16 in year 11, you turn 15 in year 10, you turn 14 in year 9, turn 13 in year 8. So I was like around 12. Yeah. I was around 11, 12 when I first watched like explicit content. That's really young. That is very, very young. So someone who doesn't know about their bodies, someone who doesn't know about the reproductive system, things like that, and they're watching these things, like, and you're learning, and a lot of people use it to learn. You should never ever use like explicit content to learn what to do, because it's all scripted. None of it's real, which is why I do think that OnlyFans has done so well, because it's more of your everyday people and it's not so staged, I guess. Like OnlyFans comes off as more authentic, and whereas Pornhub, a lot of it is like lightings, camera, storyline. It's just not real. But anyway, what was the next point I was trying to find here? Yeah, so just think about. Oh yes, right. So this is probably the biggest part that really, really not upset me, but kind of made me think about, maybe realize that Lily doesn't understand the consequences of what she's doing. She doesn't understand the consequences and what this could lead to, and it's really, really bad. So Josh started speaking to Lily and was like, okay, have you in terms of have we made sure that these guys are legit, STI checks, all of that, rare tear. She was like, yeah, we're getting that done, this, that, and the fourth. And then he was like, what are you doing to check that these men don't have a criminal record, especially with violence towards women? How are you checking that they don't have STIs, this and the fourth? She's like, okay, they'll send like a picture of the test that they've done. But then again, like, how do you know that they're not, like, these men don't have, because they have security, yes. How do we, like, are the security, like, what are they doing? How do they know they don't have a concealed weapon? Like, if a guy walked in there with a gun and the security is just standing there, arms crossed like a bouncer at the club, what's he gonna do? If God forbid, bow, just shot him. Like these things are very, very, very dangerous, and she didn't think them through, because then he asked her, like, about the oral stuff, and yeah, and she was like she'll let them finish on her face, in her mouth, whatever, right at her, and he was like, aren't you scared of them if they have HIV? And she was like, is that how you can get it? And he was like, yeah, you can. And her lack of understanding, the naivety of the whole thing was really, really, it really set me back. Because you think that someone would be a lot more organized, a lot more prepared, have done more research into how it could go wrong instead of how it could go right for her. I think she did a lot of thinking about, like, how this could benefit her and not how it could damage her. And we'll talk about how it affected her later, because it was very, very sad to see what happened to her. So yeah, I put that this is incredible. I said this is incredibly harmful and careless behavior, and to promote this behavior, the repercussions are going to be quite dire. Like, to promote that it's okay, and for her to then state she's gonna do 1,000 men, like, come on, like you did 100 men in 14 hours. I don't know how you're gonna have to wake up at, like, you're gonna have to start doing the thing from 4 a.m. if you want to start doing, like, and then you have to eat as well, electrolytes, quick showers. It's just, I don't think she's gonna do it. And if she does, I pray that God finds her point of need. I really do. Like, I'm actually praying for her. I don't want this video to be just like constant bashing of her. This needs to be a video where I'm praying for her, that if she does go ahead and tries to do 1,000 men, I pray to God that she does not end up taking her life, because that would really rock her to her core. That really will. That genuinely will really hurt her. It will. Like, this has to count as some sort of self-harm. And that's what I'm saying. Something's happened to her in the past that no one really knows about. She's kept it to herself. Because I don't believe that anyone would find this fun. Having a body count of over 100 is normal. Men have this, women have this. Having a body count of over 100 in one day, that's different. And like Alex said, it's very, very sad. Very sad. But anyway, yeah. The naivety of her not understanding about how sexually transmitted diseases and infections work was very, very baffling. She also didn't think about how these men that have a criminal record could hurt her. She was very much like, ignorance is bliss. Like, she didn't think that a man would send the ID, send the test, drive down and do everything else just to hurt her. Like, we have many serial killers who would stalk out their victims, who would wait for the right time, who would literally watch their every move, go to the extreme lengths. That's a true psychopath. I know we live in 2024, but people kill in 2024. They do. And I've watched way too much Criminal Minds for me to like believe a person. And that's me being honest and true. Yeah. So she sees the whole, like I said, she's very naive, and she doesn't see the big deal of opening up her body and letting just so many different people just in her. She doesn't see that as a big deal. She sees it as a long process. She said it just seems like a long process. And then the day before it happened, she actually went to Newcastle for a uni event, took a bunch of pictures with some guys, everyone to go home and sleep, get ready. Took pictures with a bunch of uni students, red hair, whatever, and then came back, and then the night before, just bare man started cancelling on her. Bare man started cancelling. And that's the thing, like, it's cool to think, like, I'm sure for them, it's cool to think about, but then we actually get into it, you're like, oh, rah, like, no. Like, this is actually, this is fucked. This is. A lot of man started cancelling on them last minute, and then they started scrambling to try and find replacements for the ones that dropped out. And this is the night before. How are they going to get an STI check for the night before? Drive down, do everything that they need to before the whole thing happens. Like they were just trying to cut corners, and it was just very, very bad. Like, this just led to like a lot of routine checks not being done, just so she could sleep with 100 men. Like, they actually, like, so many of them started dropping out, and then they started like replying to new guys, sending addresses to new people. It was really, really bad in my opinion, and I feel like and the organization as well. Like, they were meant to arrive there they were meant to arrive at the house for 8. I think they were a bit late, and then they started going at 9:30. I'm sorry, not 9:30. Like, I think 9:30, 9 something. They started doing things at 9. Imagine from 9 all the way to, I think, 10 p.m. It was from 9, and it's 14 hours, right? That's 11. That's so 11 p.m. Wait, no, hold on. Am I stupid? No, I'm not. 11 p.m. That's 14 hours. From 9 a.m. to 11 p.m. 100 guys. Ridiculous and disgusting. I'm sorry. And that's not just to her. That's to the men that participated as well. Yeah, so man were arriving at the house at 9 a.m, setting up and getting ready, and the place wasn't even her house; it was an Airbnb. That really made me itch, because I'm just like, I went to an Airbnb maybe a few weeks ago when I went to go and see Flo. Me and a few friends of mine stayed at an Airbnb, and I'm just like, you actually don't know what's going on in these places. You don't know what's going on in these rooms. That's someone's house, by the way. Someone's rented that place out to you, and you sit with 100 guys in there. And guys, if you saw the state of the bed, it was all blurred out, but my God. Anyways, there was no plan. The entire day, it just seemed very disorganized. They didn't start, like, they got there for 9, actually. They didn't start really doing the doing things. Actually, no, they got there for 9. At 11:30, she'd only been with 8 guys. So 92 more men were coming. And the thing is that these men will come in, sit down, sign the release forms, this and the fourth, and then they would sit down and just wait on the couch, just waiting for their turn. Are you not ashamed of yourself? Are you not embarrassed? Are you not disgusted? It was really, really, really disgusting. Like, to even though all their faces were blurred, just to think about it. Imagine everyone sitting on a couch waiting for your turn to sleep with a gal. That's nasty, and it's embarrassing. Because these men have all seen each other's faces. That's just weird. Like, are people that desperate for sex now? That's what I'm saying. Like, sex has really been, like, pushed into everything. One guy drove down from Newcastle. One guy flew in from Switzerland. Guys, I don't think you understand. I don't think you understand how wild it must be for you to fly down from Switzerland. He said that the STI check test was £250. The flight down £200, or the other way around, and then obviously expenses in London, having a place to stay, and he was leaving. As soon as he finished doing what he's meant to do, he was dipping. He spent around £800. £800 for 5 minutes. Guys, for 5 minutes with this woman, you spent £800. We clearly have no value. Sex means nothing to us anymore. This special thing that God created for couples, for coupled, created for married couples, created for those who are unified under God. Like this sex is God's gift to a married couple. You can have your own beliefs. This is my belief. It's a special present because sex is amazing. I haven't had it, but we've simulated. We've simulated, have we not? It's God's gift to married people. And the fact that it's so... Sorry, it's just like... It's just another person, just another body. We have no... Like, sex has no value in our society anymore. And that's really, really disappointing. That is really, really disappointing. So this is going to move us more into the... more of like the mental and spiritual. If you don't believe it, don't believe it. But the mental and the spiritual parts of this video. With basically one of the guys had left. So Josh managed to catch one of the guys who had just left the apartment, and his face was blurred, but he was sitting on a bench with, I believe, it was like a yellow, bigger fizzy drink. And guys, I've never seen a man's hand shake like that. Like you think that he was faking it. I've seen nerves before. I've seen people shake from nerves, but he was like physically like you have to watch the documentary. Go and watch the documentary. Go and watch the documentary. Go and watch it. Go and watch it because guys, his hand was actually shaking like this. He couldn't drink his drink. He was shaking like this. He had to put it back down. He stopped. I'm saying so many words and no words at all at the same time. He was shaking like there was no other. It was such a dramatic shake that if I didn't believe in like the spiritual implications of doing something like this, I would say he's faking it. He was shaking so hard. And he said that he was very, very nervous, and that if anyone he knew found out, that his dad would kick him out of the house. I was like, but why risk it? Why risk it? Like, why do this? And a lot of these men, when they were talking about why they're doing it, they just said, might as well. Why not? Might as well. Let's just fuck it. That's literally all their answers were. This you only live once lifestyle. My God. A lot of y'all need to find Jesus. But yeah, the way he was shaking, it was not normal. And this is what I mean. And this is what we mean where sex creates soul ties. Sex is an exchange of energies. Once again, you're literally inside this person, or this person's inside of you. It creates a tie between you. Like, if you don't believe in the spiritual thing, that's your own. I believe in the spiritual aspect of sex and relationships and the actual act of it. Like, you're literally becoming one. And you're letting a guy just come in, boom, come out. Boom, come in, come out. Just go in. And the exchange of energies and all of that is staying, a majority of that energy staying on you as well. But that just, see, this whole I'm sleeping with 100 guys, I'm sleeping with 1,000 guys just seems like a ritual. It seems very, very ritualistic. Sorry, it's got to be said. But yeah, anyway, kept watching, and then this is probably the part of the video where I was just like, oh my God, she needs help. Guys, if you saw the aftermath, why did I say like that? The aftermath of the room, the bed, the cameraman audibly gagged. Like, he actually gagged when he walked into the room. Like, he had to step out. Condom wrappers all over the floor. If you saw the bed sheets, the image was blurred, by the way, but you could see the patches of different bodily fluids just everywhere. The place looked disgusting. And the image was blurred. You could see but you could just see the different colors. Like, you know, when you let's say you have like a gray blanket and you pour water in it and it goes like a dark color. You could just see that it looked disgusting. I'm sure the smell was ripe. I'm sure the smell was right. I'm sure you could feel it in your eyes. Speaking about feeling in your eyes, she said her eyes were stinging like no other because, when they finished on her, the acid didn't get in her eye, this and the fourth. Her eyes were stinging, red, ow. It's it's sad. This girl needs help. And this is the part of the video where I knew it had done something to her mental health and that she's not okay. She said around the 40th person, like even though 40 is a lot of people, she started realizing that, damn, like I'm not even halfway through this. And then Josh was asking her about the process and what she did, and this girl just started crying. She just started crying. Unprompted. There was no question that could have led her to cry. He was just asking her, like, about what was going on. And she started crying. She was like, sorry, I just need a minute. She started crying. And then she stated that the reason that she was crying is because she felt like she didn't satisfy the guys as much as she should have. And that some men were saying that I've come all this way and you're not going to make me finish. Mind you, these men knew that they had 5 minutes. You have 5 minutes to do what you have to do. Whether you finish or not is completely your own. But I feel like she wanted that sort of what's the word I'm looking for? When you like to please someone, she really wanted to please them. Approval, that's it. I feel like she really does seek male approval in some way. But like, she says that her dad is part of her life, so it's quite confusing. I think she seeks male approval a lot, which is why that's something like that would upset her to the extent like you're not even thinking about yourself and your own mental psyche. You're thinking about, the men who've come all this way and they didn't even get to finish. Like, bruv, these men knew that they had 5 minutes. They should have, if they knew that they don't finish that quickly, they should have locked in, or they should have come at all. And you're upset that you didn't make these men finish, playing on her guilt, even though they knew they had 5 minutes. That's what baffled me. That these men knew how much time they had, and this is what I'm talking about. That this whole thing, like, you're not even considering, like, to defend her. You're not considering the fact that she's slept with 100 men today, or at least some amount of men before. Like, you're not thinking about what she's doing, where she's going. Like, you're not thinking about the amount of stress and what she's going through. The dehumanization of the whole thing. Let's say, God forbid, I was to partake in that. I wouldn't complain because I know, look, like she's tired. She's doing the best that she can. Let's say I'm guy 49. 48 people have come before me, and 51 people are coming after me. She's tired. We gotta give her some. We got to give her some sort of leeway. But the guys didn't do this. The guys didn't care. They didn't care about her. They just wanted to get, and that's the thing. This thing is very, very dehumanizing, and it just objectifies women, or objectifies her. They only see her as a sexual object, and nothing more than that. And I don't think she's letting on how dangerous and how broken doing this is. I don't think she's letting it on as much as she should. She's definitely covering up, saying, I'm so excited, I love it, okay, yeah, cool, you can love sex, okay, fine. But this is different. This is different. This is very, very different. I just pray that, like a lot of people think she's beyond redemption. I don't believe that. Okay, I don't believe she's beyond redemption. I do think that if she did, I believe that God can find her. I believe that something good can come into her life that will make her be like, I'm not doing this anymore. And I pray that something does, even if it's not like, even putting aside religion, putting aside like Jesus and everything like that. I hope that something happens to her where she realizes she doesn't have to do this anymore. Because this isn't okay. This is not okay at all for her. And yes, it is shameful. This should be shamed. This sort of behavior should be shamed. But as much as we're shaming her, all the men that participated, all 101, by the way, 101 men she slept with, all the men that participated, all of you should be ashamed of yourselves. that you participate in something so disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. I'm sorry. Every single one of you should be ashamed of yourself. And I think we should bring back a culture where this behavior isn't promoted. Like why is sex work so elevated in our society? Why is selling sex so elevated in our society? That people like when someone says, like, I'm trying to think about what I want to say in my next sentence. Pause with me. Wait for me a second. I'm trying to say like 5 things at the same time. Right. I've watched and seen people talk about how they got into doing explicit content, and some of them will be like, yeah, as soon as I turned 18, I know I wanted to do it. This, that, and the fourth. Why? Are we not going to go the normal route? Why is sex work so what's the word I'm looking for? I'm at a loss of words. I'm at a loss of words today. Why is sex work so encouraged? That's it. Why is sex work so encouraged? Why is being like this sexual vixen or this sexually masculine? Why is that so encouraged? It's not cute. Being ran through isn't cute. I don't think sexual experience is cute. I don't think any of that is cute. I don't. But once again, I pray for her. I pray for her, and I pray that she finds the help that she needs, because clearly she needs it. Very, very clearly she needs it. So to bring this whole video to a close, there's just so much that can go wrong, or that is wrong, with adult content and our normalization of it. The normalization of porn and masturbation, all of that is good. Some say that it's healthy, some say it's not. I think anything that's done to first things first, I think porn is bad. Point blank period. That's it. Because it creates this fake reality. This creates this fictional reality of what sex and relationships is. It creates this fictional belief it creates this very real belief that this clearly very staged way of having intercourse is normal. Men, boys hate themselves for not having a 12-inch long that's 7 inches thick. I don't know things like that. I don't know how that would look like. That sounds like it's a lot, but men believe that if they don't have the biggest penis on earth, that they're never going to satisfy a woman. And then there's and then they also feel like I feel like some girls feel like if they can't bend a certain way or move a certain way or do this or do that, they're never going to please a man. All of this, it's very, very damaging. We're watching porn videos on how to please each other and what sex should be like, instead of asking each other what sex should be like. What happened? Maybe some people want someone who knows what they want more, takes on more that masculine, I know exactly what to do. But what's the harm in asking, hey, what do you like? Do you like this? Do you like that? Do you like it when I do this? Do you like it when I do that? What's wrong with that? It creates and perpetuates this very, very, very twisted reality of what sex and relationships is, and it's very, very, it's not good. It's not good. Not to mention that pornography is one of the biggest dopamine rushes ever. That whole industry is one of the biggest dopamine stimulators. Oh, it's not stimulators. It's the addiction that one can have to pornography is really, really, really bad, which then creates problems in relationships and marriages and sex life and all of that, and at work. It's very, very distorted. The expectations are very, very distorted. And so I do wish and hope that I mean, I honestly, unfortunately, do not think that we're ever going to move to a point where sex is not sold. I don't think we're ever going to move to a point where sex is not sieved or like sewn into the fabric of pretty much everyday life. I don't think we're ever. I would like to think that our society could do that, but it's not. But I do hope that people learn to consider other options and other venues to receive an income, then exposing themselves. So yes, I do think that this whole thing is sick and twisted, and I do think that Lily needs help, yes. But at the same time, I do hope that she not only finds the help that she needs, but can realize that she's not just an object or not just something to be sexualized. Though, unfortunately, she can never go back to who she once was. She could take down her OnlyFans account and all of that, but she will still be known as the girl who slept with 100 guys and documented it, you know? And then there's also the debate, well, I think this is more of that men debating, to be honest, but the debate of like, who's gonna marry her? How is she gonna get a boyfriend? And then when they have children, their children are gonna know, oh, your mom's the woman who slept with 100 men in one day. What an absolute scare, rare tear tear. Like, even Alex was saying that her daughter is getting the short end of the stick at schools and places like that because of what her mom does. Me personally, if I was an adult and content creator, I'm not having kids. I'm not having kids until I can say I retired and I can find a way to get rid of all of, you know. But that's the thing. Once it's out there, it's out there. Maybe on OnlyFans it's a bit better. But once it's on like places like Pornhub, oh, if that's a good video, that's getting downloaded, because you can download videos on there. You can download it. You can screen record. You can do all of that. On Pornhub. That will get uploaded to somewhere else and get spread around and get sent here and put there. Yeah, it's long, but I do hope she finds the help that she needs. And I think people are doing too much when it comes to scrutinizing her. I think people are just jumping on the bandwagon of making her feel bad and shaming her, whereas that's not what she needs. She doesn't need people to shame her. You know, what she's done it. I think if more people offered help, offered support, that would go a long way. But yeah, guys. Anyways, thank you so much for watching this video. Hope you did understand and agree with some of my points. If you think there's a point that you could have made that would be better, please let me know in the description below. I love you guys so much. Thank you once again for watching, and I'll see you in the next video sometime next week, hopefully. Bye, guys.